Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be, and welcome to the Drinks and Dave
Yeah.
Show.
Let's start drinking, Dave.
Ooh.
I'm ready.
I'm like 3 hours ahead of you on that. We'd like to welcome everybody in the Barfly Lounge. Please, in the comments, just introduce yourself if you're new. If you're not new, just say hello so we can say hello back.
Yeah, it's oddly quiet there in the lounge. It's everybody's reading the book and drinking chamomile tea.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know we've been gone for a month, but there's Bruce. Okay, that's interesting. Came home from an AA meeting to watch this, and we're going to be drinking.
Appreciate it. I bet we'd be really popular with the AA crowd.
This is a test for his next coin.
That's right. Yeah, we were. You had dental work, and then I had a meeting, and I don't even know what. Yeah, we didn't intend to be gone this long.
You didn't have a meeting. You were on your way back from Disneyland.
No. We got back Sunday. I was on your Zoom call.
Okay.
Yeah. No. So here we are.
Well, and the dentist thing is like half done. We've still got more procedures.
You only got so many teeth. I don't know.
Yeah, but when you have a bunch of cracked ones, because the moron that left my my wisdom tooth in that. But and I'm still fighting with the idea of, do I go down to Mexico or not? So
have you tried spray foam? That good for sealing up cracks.
That's true. That's not a bad idea.
This was when we did now our other tastings. We've done vodka, we've done rum. Both of those were 2 parters. Well, ended up being 3, right? We split the group into 2. How many did we do at a time? I remember vodka got a little toasty. Was that
6?
7? 6?
6 or 7.
6, 7. We've got 8. Well, I've got 8 gins. You've got 7.
Yeah, because I gave you the last of my 8th.
Yeah, so we got 7 big taste. This is a big tasting. It was supposed to be a little bit more, but I think this is a good start. And like we mentioned before, we pick our winners, and then we can always down the road, compete.
Oh, speaking of, real quick, hey Eric, I got an idea for a brush. You need to do me a favor and get a bunch of colored pencils, epoxy them, and then lathe them into colors. I think that would be a great idea. Yeah,
that's a great idea.
I have no scruples. You know that.
Yeah.
And there's only half of you today.
Oh,
from your buttons down.
What's going? Yeah. I got to get a new camera. I'm on my
outside
laptop
or inside?
camera. I'm outside.
Yeah. Well, then switch to your porch view.
My porch view?
Yeah.
Well, it's just a wall.
Well, at least we could see your whole body instead of half of you.
Well, I can't do that. And then, well, geez, dude. This is not good television.
I'm just trying to help you out here, man.
Let's see. What do we do? Virtual background? Oh, I can blur it.
There you go.
Oh, see, it's blurring my shoulder.
Well, that's true, but it's better than it was. There you go. Look at that. That's beautiful. And we get to see the cat if the cat decides to go up on the cat tree.
Yeah. Well, the door's open because I'm not smoking, so they might even come sideways. But
so how's your week been? I read your blog where you guys you're having a huge data change dump or something like that.
Oh, that happened. That was over the weekend. Luckily, a lot of big stuff happening at work with their computer system, and I didn't have to get called about any issues. So that was my finger crossed moments. So, and you got let's hit the big news for Drinks and Daves at the beginning and the end. For those people that come and go, are we switching?
We're moving back to Tuesdays.
Back to Tuesdays.
Yes, same time though, 5 p.m. Pacific. Well, it's someone else's hobby, and I'm just the chauffeur. The benefit is I get to go out on the trails.
Yeah. I need to send her a book. Maybe she's seen it. It's the guy's gold something in his last name, but he does natural art where he takes you're out there collecting stones in your Jeep, right? But he would collect stones and then arrange them in a spiral, smallest to biggest, out in the middle of the forest or whatever, or weave branch, like that kind of stuff. But
that's kind of cool.
If she's gonna be collecting rocks, you got to find something to do with them.
Well, she's polishing them. In fact, I wish I should have brought them in. You should see some of them. They're amazing.
And then what?
Just makes she makes jewelry out of them. She makes jewelry.
Well, you don't have to get in a Jeep to get little rocks for jewelry.
Oh, no. No, you got to get minerals.
Oh,
and gemstones. See, people don't realize Arizona is one of the largest areas to collect gemstones. Peridot, amethyst. There's a whole mountain you can go to get amethyst. Azurite. See, I'm impressing Tig Lily right now because she doesn't think I'm listening. Do listen. And I bought her a bunch of books. And
so you just pull over random spots in the trail and just
and then she wanders up to and it starts whacking on rocks. Yeah,
I see. Are you allowed to sit there with a cigar outside, or is that's what
boating? No, that's what I do. Well, she's out banging on rocks. I'm sitting there enjoying cigars. And tonight, I know that you're upset at me because I'm actually enjoying a cigar tonight. But I had a rough day. I'm
just saying that clearly makes my scores the only ones that matter.
No, because if you notice that cigars, when you smoke them right, they open up your palate to stuff that is very, very good. And no, Bruce, we have a rattlesnake stick. So if we encounter a rattlesnake, we will relocate him.
Yeah.
So I am smoking a Cohiba tonight.
I'm not smoking nothing. Ice water for the gin.
I got ice water. Hydrogenated.
Oh, let's not even go down that road again.
Oh, trust me.
Google it later.
She's waiting. She's waiting for you.
That's fine. We can get the inventor of hydrogen water on our show next. In fact, there's a lady down in LA that sells diamond water because they run the water through diamonds to get their energy, and then you buy the bottled water after it's run through diamonds.
See, we make it, so
yeah. So should we start? We got to get, while this is for our enjoyment, we also are educational. So we have our slide deck of gin information.
Yes, I see.
Are you there? Are you ready?
I see it.
Okay.
Have you added that yet?
Yeah, I just want to know if we're ready to go because we got to get through that.
My voice is ready. Although we have three people that said hello. We have 4 more that have not. So if you're out there, please say hello.
I want to tell you. Yeah. he's got a rattlesnake. This rattlesnake stick that'll hold 2 shells.
See, but what Eric doesn't understand is I've turned over a new leaf. Usually the snake ended up at the end of a shovel in pieces, but now I relocate them because, how would you like it if you're walking down the street and some guy whacked you with a shovel? Yeah, exactly. I mean,
and he's saying he relocates to 3 different counties. So
right.
Just a different.
That's different. I mean, at least if you're gonna kill the snake, eat it. So GI.
Well,
are we doing
clears only?
Wait a minute.
Clears only.
You are in the medical field. I did not know that this was a ruse to talk about our gastrointestinal tract.
Yeah. Well, let's say the formatting is a little bit off.
That looks delicious because I love juniper berries. Love them.
Yeah. Wait.
Can I bring up one point before? Oh yeah, we eat juniper berries all the time. Oh, yeah, we have juniper that we can because the thing is they're so good. And I got to say something, and I'm making a plea to the Starbucks Coffee Company because they're no longer Starbucks. You know that, right? You know that Starbucks is no longer Starbucks. It's now the Starbucks Coffee Company. They changed their marketing. They had a latte that was coffee, pine needles, gin, juniper berries. It was the most amazing latte ever, and they don't do it anymore. So, anyways,
sorry about that, buddy.
Yeah. Just adds to what's been going on.
The hits just keep coming.
The hits keep on coming. Okay.
All righty.
You want me to read this? I guess I can. What is gin? Gin is a juniper-flavored spirit drink produced by flavoring ethyl alcohol and of agricultural origin with juniper berries. The minimum alcoholic strength by volume of gin shall be 37.5, which makes that what? 74 proof, roughly.
75.
75 proof. Only flavoring substance or flavoring preparation or both shall be used in the production of gin, so the taste is predominantly that of juniper. Gin is usually made from a base of grain such as wheat or barley, which is fermented then distilled. Juniper berries and other herbs, plants, and spices known as aromatics or botanicals are added to the fermented grain mixture along with the water until the alcohol level and balance of flavors meets the required or desired levels.
Right. So we're basically down the road of vodka
Mm-hmm.
with the requirement of juniper berries.
Yeah, it's if I had a choice between vodka or gin, I'd take gin all day long.
Well, it's got flavor.
Exactly.
All right.
Compounding gin, also called bathtub gin. I had to say that with an accent because, people that are making this stuff are calling it bathtub gin. Or you can watch MASH and you can see how they distill gin because Hawkeye and Trapper had that wonderful machine.
You know what? Did they call that? I think they did call that gin, didn't they? I don't think they probably had any juniper berries.
I don't know. That'd be something to research. Did South Korea have juniper berries? I bet you they did because they get snow. They've got pine trees and stuff like that. So I bet you they have them. And I think they use juniper in some kimchi. So maybe they do. Besides, they had Radar and Klinger to get them stuff
procure it
supply. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Compound gin, also called bathtub gin, in reference to the batches that were illegally made at home during American Prohibition in the 1920s, is made from a simpler process to make compound gin. Fruits, herbs, vegetables, and or spices, including juniper, are added to a neutral base spirit and left to infuse. So that means we can make our own. We can make like a spicy bathtub gin
in the bathtub. Mm-hmm. So one, you're distilling your spirit with juniper berries in the liquid while it's distilling. The other one, you treat it like tea, and you're putting this stuff. You make your alcohol, and then you just throw this stuff in and kind of let it soak. Those are the two differences.
I wonder what the neutral base would be. What would the neutral base spirit be? Would it be vodka?
I mean, that's the neutralist of neutral spirits, right?
Unless you do a very low grade alcohol.
True. Bad vodka.
Yeah. The only consistent flavor threading through all gins. Why does gin taste like gin? The only consistent flavor threading through all gins, regardless of brand or type, is juniper, a subtle piney scent. However, beyond that, there are hundreds of different botanicals, which we will find out here in a little bit, that can be combined in a different way to produce a unique flavor for each gin. Common gin botanicals include coriander, orange, lemon, angelica root, cinnamon, cassia, cardamom, ginger, nutmeg, and ground almonds. Or, as some people say, Chad, almonds. However, these flavors are subtle and do not mean your gin is flavored in the modern sense of artificially added flavors. So would that mean that so it's not a flavored gin, it's an infused gin?
Yes.
So in vodka, so like all the vodkas we tried, we had Ciroc, but we didn't try any of the flavored ones.
No.
So that's it. Yeah, because that's true. You don't see, well, actually you do. Tanqueray, we don't have it in our tasting, but Tanqueray Rangpur is a lime-based gin.
Lime?
Yeah. So
but they probably infused it with limes versus
versus
lime syrup being put in that they probably do with the vodka.
So it's actually a pure, more healthy.
Yeah. Do you know what a cassia is?
I do not. I think
I don't either.
It's
probably if somebody in the cadre. I meant to look that up beforehand.
Google it for us.
Google that and throw it in the chat for us. What a cassia.
And where is P-Beat? P-Beat would have an answer for us right now.
Yeah, okay. Well, we messed up we've been gone for a month. He probably lost interest.
No, because I've seen him over on my channel. So, specific gins. London Dry, considered by many distillers to be the most sophisticated type of gin. The main difference between London Dry and other gins is that all the botanicals in London Dry must be added during the distillation process, and they must be natural. So in other words, when you have somebody say, shaken, not stirred, gin martini. So
Well, it just mean none of that teabag stuff. After you make your alcohol,
saying the word teabag though, I can't
Right.
look at it the way it used to be, but that's for another show. But no, so if like
Right.
when James Bond said shaken not stirred, basically, and he, I know that like my dad, when he used to drink gin martinis, he would say pour the gin in, and he would raise his fingers above the glass and go vermouth, and that was it. So that was a very dry, because that's the difference between a dry and a wet martini is the amount of vermouth.
Right. But this is different. This means what we talked about is that you add the botanicals during distillation or afterwards. To be a London Dry, it has to be during. You can't make it and then soak, like you were saying, you couldn't soak lemons in it then afterwards. Then it's no longer London Dry.
So we have experts. So cassia is a type of tree. It must be its seed, pod, or berry. And then your dad came back, and cassia is related to cinnamon. So that's good to know. We see, we learn
like a baking spice.
Our viewers are the most intelligent viewers on the internet. They're the smartest and everything else. Okay, specific gins. Plymouth gin.
Have you ever heard of this?
No, never.
Never heard of it. Okay.
Never. Slightly sweeter than London Dry, with a greater emphasis on root botanicals like licorice and orris, must be made in Plymouth. Well, there you go.
Probably why.
But what is orris? Do you know what orris is?
Nah.
Okay, Steve, Tig, tell us what orris is.
Right? It's a root. It's like licorice.
Yeah, but I don't know licorice in a
no,
gin.
that's why I'm fine with not knowing Plymouth gins. I'm not a.
Yeah. Let's get tasting.
All right, you ready? So again, historically, we're gonna go through each one. We got a slide for it. I did like we did with the vodka because it's got the price on it. What's interesting is just like the vodkas, there are some that talk about the way they make them and like scent notes and tasting notes and all that stuff. And then other ones where it's just like, hey, this is the greatest triple filtered only, and it's $20. That one's meant just to be your cheap one. But
okay, real quick. I don't know if never mind. She fixed it. I was going to Stephen will talk about Morris, and I was going to say who's Morris, but Orris.
We'll go through and taste and discuss.
Okay.
But we can't score right away because you got to be able to compare. And then we'll go back through and give each one 1 to 10.
Okay. Sounds good.
Right. Do we just do one score, or do you want to split it up, scent and taste?
It's up to you. Your call.
Let's just do one. No. All right. We'll split it up because this, unlike vodka, should have very distinct smells.
Yes. And just so we know, Orris has a violet-like scent. So again, a botanical, a floral.
With a root with a violet scent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get.
Okay, what's first?
We got half an hour. So, the botanists from Bruichladdich Distillery in Scotland.
You want me to read that for you?
You didn't like the way I was doing it?
No. I was just going to do it. So, Bruichladdich is actually a Scotch distillery, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. The Botanist is a type of gin layered complexity, a progressive exploration of the botanical heritage of Islay. 22 hand-foraged local botanicals, delicately augmented 9 berries, bark, seeds, and peels during the achingly slow distillation. The body should be satin smooth as it glides across the palate. The viscosity of the liquid is exceptional. To the nose, it should be herbal, juniper, sweet citrus, spicy, and earth notes of cassia, which is related to the cinnamon plant, and coriander. Taste should be rich and mellow, cool entry, then warming, round mouth feel, citrus finish, blah, blah, blah. Somehow I don't think blah, blah, blah was in any expert.
That's where it went. It went on and on and on and on without saying anything. It was too commercial. Yeah.
Finish is water, mint, hawthorn, wood sage, sweet Sicily, never heard of that. Cinnamons, citrus, and soft juniper, and it goes for, I assume that's $32 for a 750.
For a 750, they're all $750.
Well, this actually intrigues me because I love the. Oh wow! See, you remember you were saying that the scent would be hard if I just did it right out of the bottle. I will acquiesce because as soon as I poured it in the glass, my glass is way over here. I could smell it.
Oh, you smell it, yeah.
Okay, what I'm getting rubbing alcohol.
What?
Yeah.
That's juniper berry all the way.
Yeah, I'm not getting that, but
Juniper, and I would say some orange citrus. That's about.
Okay, well, it's developing. Hold on a minute.
I'm not getting any cinnamon type stuff. No baking notes. What do they say in the nose? Spicy or thin?
And then, of course, Tig Lily is saying, thankfully, there's no peat.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Bruce, where are you going?
So all these I'm sure are going to be juniper forward. This one is sweet to me after.
Yeah, it's sweet, and then it's very, very like it says in here, very cool in the entry. Then it warms, but see, warming to me.
And I get that orange. The orange to me, it's juniper and then orange.
I'm getting on the exhale. Hello, Pantea. On the exhale, I get the mint. I do get the mint on the breath.
Okay, so I've talked about this in a few places. Gin is not, to me, it's not an easy spirit because, well, I guess you either like juniper or you don't. If you don't like juniper, you're going to hate all gins for the most part.
Well, of course.
And even if you do, it's a pretty intensely flavored spirit.
Right? Yeah, but it's very, very. I've never had the Botanist. Never had it.
No.
In fact, a good portion of actually, the only gins that I like and have had is Tanqueray, of course, Tanqueray Rangpur, Bombay Sapphire, and the Hendricks, both the regular Hendricks and the Orbium. I've got to say, this Botanist is very, very nice because normally, as you know, most people do not drink gin straight.
Correct.
Up. If they do, it's usually in a rocks glass and it's usually served cold with a twist. This is all room temperature for us for the tasting. And I could drink that. I could drink that up. I really could.
Because of the sweetness, yeah?
Well, that and it, I'm getting a warming right through my forehead area, which is nice. It's nice. I like it.
Yeah, so when I first tried gins, I think this might have been the first one I got just because it's from a distillery on Isla, and I thought that's really cool.
I can also see, and while we're talking about it, with these, the citrus finish. Hello, Sean. How you doing, buddy? Our resident men from Puerto Rico. So,
the hotbed of gin.
Exactly. What I like about this is with the citrus finish, if you took squirt or any type of grapefruit soda and added this with it, it would be absolutely delicious.
Right. That is my preferred method usually for drinking gin.
Squirt or a grapefruit type soda. I like that.
All right. So now if we take that same gin.
Okay.
And this is mature it for 3 years in casks.
Okay. All right. Now these, I assume that these are oak bourbon casks or. Oh, while you're checking, I'll read. The Botanist Cask Age. Our Islay dry gin has been matured and cast for a minimum of 3 years, resulting in a rich copper cuvee. The nose is ripe fruits, candied orange, light juniper, crisp apple, tropical fruits, leathery tobacco, nutmeg, and ginger. So I'm getting a bourbon vibe here. Taste is sweet, fresh fruits, vanilla ice cream, toasted oak. There's the barrels, floral and earthy notes remaining from the Botanist. The finish is tropical notes, oaky, vanilla, candied orange, and fragrant. And this is obviously an upscale. So so here you $52.
You can see the color of the Botanist clear. You get the color from the barrel.
The tannins, the tannins in the barrels.
It doesn't say which barrels, but that would make sense that they're using probably because they use a lot of bourbon barrels in making scotch, right?
Right.
And this one looked a lot thicker pouring it.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh.
That you know what? If you were to pour this and not know that it was gin and not know that it was gin, it could fall for a bourbon. It really could. A light bourbon.
Oh, that smells so good.
That does smell good.
Okay, wait. So it's good. Now we got it. What are you smelling though? What are the notes? It ain't juniper.
I'm smelling
You
the
gotta
oak. I'm
think
not
about
smelling. Yeah,
juniper.
I'm not smelling any of the juniper. I'm smelling oak, and I'm getting the candied orange is what I'm getting, and the apple.
Oh, maybe okay. Apple. I was gonna say I'm not getting fruits with this. I'm not getting botanicals with this.
And I'm not getting the tobacco though, at all.
It's funny because I was thinking a little bit of smokiness when I first smelled. That's why I loved it so much. All right.
Okay. Oh, oh, that's a nice.
Okay.
I'm getting the tropical notes. I'm almost getting papaya, some mango, maybe even a little banana. The apple is gone on the taste to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting. Hold on.
And the juniper doesn't come till the finish. Like all the other stuff works its way through.
Actually, take a little sip and push it up against your hard palate, and the juniper pops. It just comes right out to me, anyway.
So you know what's weird is I loved the smell, and you mentioned bourbon, and then I tasted it, and I do not like bourbon.
Right.
And I thought, oh, this is kind of sweet like bourbon. You get the sweet and the oak taste, and I'm like, so the first one I could drink straight. This one I would have to mix with something to get rid of that, because it's obviously not corn, but it's the corn bourbon sweetness that I'm getting from it.
See, I'm not getting that. There's a thickness on the palate with this one too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on the tongue, it's thick.
You like this better or worse than the first one?
Hold on. Let me go back to the first one for a minute. Two different things. I would be more apt to drink the Botanist in the summer, and I would be more apt to drink the Cask Aged in the fall because it does have more of a warming. It's a heavier gin. I did not expect this because gins are light. I did not expect it to be heavy.
That's true. That's true. It's got a lot of body. The other thing I'll mention is that not a lot, but several of these manufacturers make many, many different versions of it. So here, this is one, right? So you can get the Botanist Age, or the Botanist Cask Strength. Hendrick's, which we're trying. So this is fun. So we've got two Hendrick's. They've got like 6, 7 different versions. So it's kind of fun comparing off the base spirit.
Okay, so this is Hendrick's.
This one's Hendrick's. And it's funny. It's small batch, handcrafted for $25. I don't know.
Well, you know what's funny is
turn the machine on with a hand.
Let me read this real quick. Hendrick's, in essence, to making one gin, we first created two. I'll first create two. One on an old-fashioned pot still using rich and intricate spirit. The other on a long-necked carter head, producing a delicate, more refined spirit. Each is still infused with the usual symphony of 11 botanicals: chamomile, elderflower, juniper, lemon peel, orange peel, caraway, coriander, cubeb berries, which is like cubebe, which is a lemon, like saponificio Veracino, and the soap that Litzia cubeba. So it's kind of a lemony type thing. Angelica root, yarrow root, and orris root. The gins from the two stills are then married together, graced with the curious yet marvel infusions of rose and cucumber. Now, if you talk to most people, when you're talking gins, in my opinion, two names come out all the time. The first one is Hendrick's. Everybody knows Hendrick's, and everybody says that if you're a top tier person, that Hendrick's is the gin to drink. Very light, very clear. Maybe a little bit of it's clear. Maybe a little bit of a darker greenish color, maybe. Just very light.
Oh, whoa.
I get juniper, just boom, right. Yeah. Which I call basically now, do you have is there a slide that talks about the nose and the okay.
No, and so that's why, so it's got you look at the label and it looks sophisticated and all this stuff, but it's $25. Right. And so
it's good stuff.
you put in the bottle and the shipping and all that stuff. You have to think how much money actually goes into the product.
And they're
So
a
this is
classy
very-
bottle.
Right. So this is a very mass-produced, inexpensive gin. And so their website is very flashy and all that stuff without much substance in terms of.
Well, have you
here's your-
seen the Hendrix gin commercials? They're crazy.
Yeah.
They're somebody's on a psychedelic when they make those because they're
Well, they're
great.
the ones, they've got like 8 different kinds.
Right.
Okay. So wait, did you get anything other than juniper berries?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I get the floral. I get the rose right out of the gate. Very floral, thicker than even the cast strength to me.
Whoa.
Sweet.
Okay, so that's really smooth until a little bit of sweetness and stuff, and then the juniper like punches you in the
punches
face.
you in the head. Yeah. To me, this would be a very hard gin to mix. And I know people do it all the time, but because of the botanicals and the florals, I almost wonder if this is meant, and it's too bad we don't know, it's almost as if this is meant to be drinking straight. I really believe it is. And the one thing we didn't do is we didn't open these up with a little ice to see if it changes.
Yeah. Well, like you said, most of the time, if you were drinking them straight, it would be on ice and they'd be cold.
Yeah.
So, and I almost it's been a long time since I've drank gin neat or even just on ice without a mixer. And I'm trying to remember if the juniper was toned down a little bit when it's cold.
I cheated a little bit. I just threw an ice cube in the Hendrix just to see if I get anything.
So did you get any citrus?
Oh, wow. Do you have ice water there?
Yeah.
Do you have an ice cube?
Yeah, I can pull one out.
Take one ice cube and just drop it in and swirl it. What a difference, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, it smooths it right out. And I get sweet. You notice that? I did, anyways.
Yeah. Well, you know what, though? It could be just like with any alcohol. So this is very thick. So any alcohol that has a lot of oils in it, adding just the water also
opens it up,
but,
right?
You know, that's a whole nother tasting thing, though. Okay.
That was good.
Let's get on to now you are the one that turned me on to this, which is this is a little bit out there for me.
Okay, let me read that. Hendrix Orbium. Orbium contains the same distillates as Hendrix gin, however, taken in an altogether new direction by infusing flavors that are traditionally, associated with classic gin libations. Quinine found in tonic, gin and tonic, and wormwood found in vermouth, but it is not quite yet Orbium. The addition of blue lotus blossom exquisitely balances the overall flavor, but the trinity of essences creates a complex gin with surprisingly brightness and a finish that is uncommonly long. The result is an unfamiliar taste that is oddly familiar in character, designed to open up previously unexplored dimensions in gin as it spirals from floral to an altogether different, alluring, bitter place. $38. Yeah, I found this by accident. I was in a local, I think Walgreens, and I saw it, and I had heard about it, and I said I had to try it. So, oh wow,
Lunar and Tuna.
that's an interesting. I'm trying to figure out what that is on the nose.
Hey, PB.
There he is.
Oh wow. It's like almost candy.
Oh man, I love the opening.
Medicinal candy.
Oh, wait a minute, cough like a sweet cough syrup,
but not bad though. Medicinal.
Okay,
and it's a little bright too. A lot of sugar on the nose though. Like it.
Wow. I get the bitterness, but I'm getting, but on the hard palate, I'm trying to figure out what that is.
Wait, but it's as it works through, it's like bitterness, citrus bitterness of like the peel.
Right. And well, you know what that could be? And also the wormwood. Because I'm getting that darker, almost a licorice I'm getting.
And then at the very end, you don't get, there's no, juniper does not stand out at all.
No.
And it's almost like, unfortunately, instead of the juniper finish, you just have a bitterness that kind of stays there when everything else fades. And I think this is better straight than when I mix it. I think I've only had it mixed with like my grapefruit soda. I think it's better straight.
See, to me, the way I drink this is I drink this on ice with lime, with a little bit of lime, like a twist of lime.
Oh,
that is very good. I love it.
Yeah, that's way better than mixed. Okay, I'm writing down some numbers. I'm gonna forget.
But this is also, I don't know if your normal gin drinker would go for this. This is a little bit out there, but
yeah,
I like it though.
It's not stereotypical. If you're drinking gin, because of the stereotypical taste, you're not getting that at all.
See, I honestly don't think this would be good in a martini. I don't think this would be good as a mixer. This is made to be drank straight on ice, I think.
I agree with you.
Very good.
Okay, now let's get into mass-produced.
Okay.
If college kids were into gin, it might be this one.
Bombay Sapphire. Bombay Sapphire Gin revolutionized the gin industry in the 1980s with its vapor-infused process and the inclusion of 10 botanicals in the liquid. Each sip features notes of juniper, citrus, coriander, peppers, and spices. So when I look at this, and it's $19, I don't know where the hell they're getting it $19. I don't see it for $19 anywhere. But this is the gold standard for your people that want to drink gin. I mean, it really is. Because if you ask anybody, what do you drink? Bombay. What do you drink? Bombay. What do you drink? Bombay. Because I know that there's two that I know of. There's Bombay Sapphire and there's Bombay. I think it's Bombay Botanical. It's kind of like to compete against the Orbium, I believe. I will say from a presentation standpoint, Bombay Sapphire, the bottle, it's just beautiful. I mean, it's just really good stuff.
Oh, here let's get before I taste, I'm gonna catch up on some comments here. We got Harrington in the building here. Hendrick's Martini 2-1 with Dolan's, a pinch of salt, and a very thin slice of cucumber. Oh, and the salt is interesting. I just happened to, again, they're always listening. So on Facebook, while we were running our intro, I was checking out, and there was an ad for a gin on Facebook. I forget what country it's from, but it came with a little tiny bottle of salt to make it. I never heard of that. Adding to a martini. Wait, no. I need to look. I looked up the prices on Total Wine. Unless I looked at the wrong size bottle.
A little tiny bottle. No, I don't think, it's funny. Pantea mentions, is Hendrick's the one that tastes like cucumbers? Not the Orbium. I don't get cucumber out of the Orbium.
The standard one, when we were on a cruise, they made a cocktail and we got the recipe for it and she liked it. And that's why we have the Hendrick's.
Oh, okay.
Just to make that cocktail one time at home.
Sure.
Okay. So the smell of this is just juniper in your
face.
It's like we're not trying to be delicate about anything.
No.
All right.
Oof. Boy, it's juniper all the way through. I mean, just all the way through.
So, unlike, I'm thinking about other stuff we've done. The cheap vodkas were just like nasty. We said don't mix with them. It's just going to ruin whatever it is you're mixing it with. This one isn't. I mean, it's cheap, but it's not bad.
No, it's good, but it's not one that I would ever drink straight. I just
Hmm.
wouldn't. To me, it needs to be mixed. Um, to me, if there is, hear me out here. If there is a wasabi hit in gin, Bombay Sapphire is it, because when I took a sip of it, I mean it hit me like wasabi, which I love, but
Uh-huh. You have to want the juniper, and then
Mhm.
Bombay is your jam.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%,
All right,
100%.
but what I like is there hasn't been a single one where this is just awful. This is just
No, none of them have been bad.
now. This next one I have not drank straight, but I was so curious. I did have it with my grapefruit soda, and I'll have to say, I was like, "Oh crap! I have a whole bottle of this I have to get through." I was not impressed. So I'm curious about it straight.
Gray Whale. I will say again, I would buy this just based on presentation.
Uh,
I love the color of the bottle. I love everything about it. Our ultra clean, 6 times distilled, gluten free corn based spirit provides the perfect blank canvas to allow our wonderful California botanicals to truly shine. Fresh hand zested citrus and fir tree needles are placed into a vapor extraction bag. This wonderfully fragrant giant tea bag is carefully tied inside the copper pot still hung directly above the base spirit. So in the pot still, you have juniper from Big Sur, so right on the coast. You have kombu from Mendocino. You'll have to tell me where that's at. Almonds from the Cope Valley. I know that. And then in the vapor basket, you have limes from Temecula, a fir from Sonoma, and mint from Santa Cruz. Now, Santa Cruz is on the coast, isn't it?
yeah.
Okay.
So that's what. So this one is very much about California culture. A lot of their website is about money from the company goes to whale protection agencies and sea life and all of this stuff, and they're mostly about that. But you
Okay.
can see, you would think again, sourcing local ingredients and all this stuff, very cool. Only $31. So, and again, I went there. No tasting notes, no scent notes.
This one's in. I get the juniper right out of the gate.
Yep.
I get some sea though. I get like sea salt.
You know what? I thought the same thing, and I'm like, is that the whole whatever getting into our heads? But
Well, I mean,
also
if you were to give this to me and say,
saline.
take a smell of this and tell me where it's from.
Yeah.
To me,
I agree.
it
It's
smells like the
juniper and
California
saline.
coast. Yeah. But a little bit more of a medicinal alcohol smell to me. Okay.
All right. On the palate, it's super thin, and I get not a lot of flavor until, again, the juniper builds up as the aftertaste.
See, to me, this is super, super sweet.
Sweet.
Super sweet to me.
Sweeter than the botanical
Oh, absolutely.
cask one?
Yeah, I'm tasting
Interesting.
brown sugar. I mean, just
Mm.
sugar. Little harsh on the swallow to me.
Okay. So that you mentioned that, to me, maybe that's why I was thinking not a lot of, it's not sweet, but I get what you're saying, but it's not citrus and it's not wood and it's not fir.
No, to me, okay, have you ever, made a drink that has what they call a simple syrup?
Mm-hmm.
That's
What's
what that
that?
tastes like to me. Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe
That's
is
what
that kind of the scent is simple syrup versus saline?
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, I get the saline. Not bad though.
Yeah.
It finishes clean. I'll give it that. I don't get any of the citrus. I don't get any of the fir needles. I basically get sweet and alcohol is all I get out of that.
So, all right. So I would say this one's okay. There's no
Right.
reason to buy it. It's not an amazing mixer. It's not going to be amazing by itself. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So PB says Orson Welles was an avid Negroni drinker, and he's quoted as saying, "The bitters are good for your liver. Gin is bad for you. They balance each other out."
Yeah, somehow looking at Orson Welles though towards the end of his life, I really don't think health was really a concern.
You wouldn't
of
take
his,
medical advice from that guy?
No.
Okay, so here's one I just saw on the shelf some time ago, and I'm like, okay, they're out there enough. I got to see what this is about.
Okay, naturally black based on the colors and flavors from the botanical extracts, including aronia berry, saffron, pineapple, and sweet potato. On the palate, it is full-bodied, chilling with a candied sweet potato and a pineapple finish. The mouthfeel is luxurious, velvety, and ridiculously delicious. $40. And so basically this is Creed Aventus in a drink.
I guess it's from New Zealand, and it's just all, I don't know, hype, because it's, it's a has no hue but has color, a color that isn't a color. This is the taste of black.
I guess you didn't want me to drink this because this bottle will not open.
What did you? Maybe it's from New Zealand.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, here I am. I have all that dental work, and I'm opening it with my mouth.
Well, I got to be good for something. So, okay. This one's supposed to. It's like a weird color. Was it yellow, green, lime color?
To me, it looks gray, like a smoky. You know what it looks like? Like I just put smoked lenses on my Jeep. That's what it looks like.
They say once you mix it with the tonic and a gin and tonic, it's supposed to be purplish hue.
Oh, okay. Oh,
grapes!
Wow.
You get grapes?
Yeah, right out of the gate. Yeah, definitely grapes.
Okay, this one is cough syrup. It's like grape cough syrup.
See, I get grape, but I'm not. Actually, wait a minute. There it was. You know what this smells like to me? A grape Jolly Rancher.
Could be. I'm scoring that really low for scent because in terms of a spirit, this is not what I'm looking for. This is like a Kool-Aid.
Yeah, there you go. Grape Kool-Aid. Yeah. There you go.
What the hell? All right, well, maybe it tastes better.
Oh. I get, believe it or not, menthol. I get menthol.
What does menthol taste like?
This.
My wife just came out to grab the glass. You got to try this one out.
Yeah, ask her what she thinks because this. And
the finish is okay. Menthol. I was gonna say super medicinal.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It ain't juniper.
No.
Right.
What
she said fruity on the nose, but that's a grape. The grape.
Right. Did she take a sip yet?
She is now. Yeah. So look at a guest star. We got a guest star. All right, you're here now. You got to tell us what flavors you taste out of that.
Oof.
I actually like it.
She likes that one.
Well, it gets the first sip, you get that menthol hit, and then now
menthol.
Yeah, that's what I get. I get a menthol hit. See, she coughed. I heard it. I did the same thing. But it's better the second time around.
Now the Persian gets the saffron, she says.
Yeah, and maybe
the pineapple.
I get the pineapple for sure.
I don't like it though, because you got whatever flavor notes are in there, there's a medicinal taste riding over the whole thing.
To me, if you were to give this to me and not tell me what it was, I would tell you it's some type of pineapple saffron liqueur.
Yeah, you would not say gin.
No, not at all.
There's no juniper. Maybe juniper is creating that medicinal stuff. It ruins everything else, I think.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. Yeah.
All right. So the last one you don't have, and you sent me the last little bit.
Right. But I have drank 3 full bottles of this stuff.
So let me say though, but people like what you like. You go to this website, talk about hype.
Oh yeah. Well, remember who owned it originally.
Right. This still on the website.
Yeah, this was owned. He recently sold it, but this was owned by Ryan Reynolds. And the big joke is Ryan Reynolds owns the gin. what's his name that played Wolverine owns the coffee, and they go back and forth. It all starts out with our precise blend of botanicals, cardamom, coriander, French lavender, anise, sarsaparilla, juniper, and 2 kinds of orange peel. The blend of botanicals sourced from around the world is a blend to create a beautiful gin with a nose of juniper, floral sweetness, and citrus peel. Wonderful flavor with spicy notes of cardamom, cinnamon, floral notes, and a soft lingering finish. And their monstrous bottles are $26.
All right. So I got to. I washed my mouth out.
I really like this gin. Not as straight. I use it as a mixer.
Okay.
But understand the reason why I like it is I like Ryan Reynolds, but 2, I'm into aviation. So obviously I like it.
I like this. Sure, the first thing that comes to mind when you say Adventus is a prominent sweet potato note.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. So I've got there's just a little bit. So I'm going to get this right on the first time.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't have more.
So, but I'll tell you that black gin.
No.
I drank water, still tasted it. So I had to drink a different gin and some more water to get that off my palate.
Yeah. This to me is very clean. Nothing exciting, but it's very clean.
Unfortunately, I think I can't judge it.
Because it's too small of a sip, right?
Yeah, and I think you had enough that a lot of the alcohol is gone from vapors. So when we come back and do it again, we'll have to add this one. Okay. So now are we ready to, we need scores.
Okay.
Did we decide, are we doing scent and flavor or
sure.
overall?
Let's do scent and flavor.
All right. So go back through and make sure you've got 1 through 10 scent and flavor for we've got.
Well, we're going to do a second tasting, right?
Okay. We got to go quick though. We're up to an hour here, buddy.
That's okay. People don't care. They got nothing to do.
Okay.
So this is the Botanist.
Botanist.
It's just good all the way around.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe because it's the first one I ever had, but to me this is gin. This is what it's supposed to be. It's clean, juniper forward, but sweet. I love this one.
I would give the scent. I would give the scent an 8.
Okay.
And I would give the taste probably a 6. It's a little sweet for my liking.
Okay. I gave it a 7 on the nose just because there are other ones that are just more interesting. And I gave it a 9 on the taste.
Okay.
Just because it's great all around for me. Okay, I'll add this up. You hit the cask age.
Oh.
I already scored this one.
Yeah, a 10 on the nose. 10. 9 on the taste.
Whoa.
I really like that.
All right, next
I really
is
like that.
Hendrick's Straight Up.
Okay, hold on. I got to go with a 10 on the scent because I love the smell of juniper.
Yep.
Four on the taste.
Wow, why 4, Dave?
That's because that's straight. Mixed, yep. I think it'd be great. I do.
Boring.
I'd probably give it an 8 with a mixer, but I give it a 4 with the. It's just it's what you expect a gin to taste like, whether it be some of the cheaper gins that you get at that are bottom shelf at Walgreens. That's what it would taste. No, I mean it's just very generic. Yeah,
it's very smooth generic. Though. I mean, it's not bad. There's just nothing going on.
Right.
All right. Orbium.
Next Orbium. I'd give it probably an 8 on the scent because it's got something funky in it. Oh, I love the 10 on the taste for me. I would drink this straight all day long, but I wouldn't mix it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Oh, man. We already got a tie going on.
Okay.
Bombay Sapphire.
Okay. 5 on the scent because it smells like what you'd expect it to smell like. 2. 2 on the taste. Well, and the reason why I give it a 2 is a mix. Now, as a mixer, it would be great, but I don't like a lot of peppery finishes because it's too sharp for me. That's why I'm not a big. That's why I'm not a big bourbon person because that hit. This to me is Wild Turkey 101 in a gin. It's just too harsh for me. Now, as a mixed drink, fantastic, but not straight.
Yeah. So this is, I mean, this is too much detail to go in for this tasting, but that's a good point. Kind of like the vodkas, that there are some that are better. So some of the ones we're ranking high might ruin a mixed drink because they've got flavors and things that would throw the drink off.
Well, I think Orbium is a perfect example of that. Right. It would ruin as a mixed drink.
But we're not mixologists, so.
Right.
All right. Gray Whale.
I'd give it a 7 on the smell because I like that feeling that it gives me. Well, I like that feeling that it gives me that I'm on the coast.
All right. You know what?
Oof.
Oh, never mind. I was thinking this one was the one that was all grapes, but that's the next one. No. I was going to say, boy, that changed.
1 or 2 on the taste. Yeah, it's basically the way I would rate this is it's so nice to go out and look at the coast. It's pretty, then get in your car and go and leave.
Okay. And the last one is the
0-0. I hated
this thing.
I hate it. Yeah. I don't like it at all.
All right.
And we didn't, and we also have to mention that we didn't even tickle the surface of all the gins that are out there. I mean,
no.
There's
well,
tons.
I mean, I think vodkas, I know that there's a gajillion out there, but I think the variety of vodkas in terms of flavor profile and stuff is much, much less than, say, the rums or the gins. And so you're right. I mean, there's a lot out there. So
as far as flavor enjoyment, I love gin. I do. But, it's funny. Gin is a very polarizing spirit. Yeah. You either love it or you hate it. There's not a lot of in between. But out here, when it's 110 degrees, there is nothing like a gin and tonic with lime. Yeah. There's just nothing like it.
So, so obviously that black gin was our worst.
Yeah, that was horrible.
With 7 points. And the next worst was the Gray Whale, which is a bummer because like the story that they're telling and showing where they source their ingredients, that's all really cool.
Sure.
But what's interesting, we had a tie for first place. And the tie is between my favorite and your favorite.
Which is?
So your favorite was Botanist.
The Cask.
Right. And my favorite was the Orbium.
Okay.
And that's just showing they're both not your typical gins. And we're just looking for something a little bit more interesting because we're drinking it neat, I think.
Right. I like what Eric says. So gin is the barrister and man of hooch. I love that.
Tanqueray. I've never tried Tanqueray. So the Tanqueray.
See, I love Tanqueray.
Which is funny because again, I don't just growing up and knowing the name Tanqueray from when I was young makes me think of it as a mass market, just get drunk.
Oh, it is. I mean, well, it's a Tanqueray. And then, the Tanqueray, if you like lime, Tanqueray Rangpur is just phenomenal.
But just like, I mean, so you saw I had bottles for all of these except for aviation. And it makes me even have learned something from doing this, that, the bummer is, like, as a shaving hobby, you can only shave once a day.
Right.
And when I was getting into it, I was frustrated because I wanted to try so much stuff. And it's like, you do one shave and you can't try anything else till the next day.
Right.
You shouldn't be drinking a ton every single day. So you saw the bottles, you got to get through these, but I'm super interested in trying some of the other Hendrix versions.
Sure.
And other stuff that's out there.
So how did everything rate from 1 to?
Okay, so
It was a tie for 1.
Those were our top. The next one was the Botanist, non-aged, and then Hendrix, the straight up version, and then Bombay, and then the gray whale.
Right.
So in terms of, if you weren't going for the unusual, it was the Botanist. If you're just going for your basic, yeah,
it was good stuff. PB brought up a good question here. It says, "What is the truest gin or juniper scented shave soap if you're given the shaving duo?" That's a tough one, because to me, as far as fragrance is concerned, Juniper Sling, case hands down.
But did they ever have a soap?
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
So as far as a soap, Captain's Choice North.
Oh yeah,
hands down.
Okay. You've tried Spitfire?
Yes.
No, I've not tried North, so I cannot compare them. But Spitfire
has
make it?
Yeah, Spitfire has more of an oily, darker, aviation type thing. And then the third one that I would say would be Noble Otter Jack. Those three. Noble Otter
that's
Jack.
A juniper one?
Yeah, Noble Otter Jack is a gin and tonic and a shave soap. It is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it's great.
I might have to go for that, because Captain's Choice is not the highest performing soap.
No, it isn't. But as far you might like North, Captain's Choice North better than
is it Phoenix
Jack.
and Bow that makes a Spitfire?
Yeah, Spitfire, right. But Captain's Choice North has a juniper campfire vibe. So basically, if you think of Game of Thrones when they were up in the winter north burning all those fires, that's Captain's Choice North.
Let's both you and me hope I can remember that until we get off of this and I can go order it.
Yeah, it's I haven't been on Captain's Choice site in a long time, but Noble Otter is a gin and tonic in a soap, and it's just fantastic. And it's Noble Otter, if you have any, it's just an incredible performer. Oh, I know, that's right, you've got a few of them. So
yeah.
Real quick before we go, I know we're at an hour 8. Any questions from the Barflies, folks? We certainly appreciate you joining us.
Oh, and remember, next week, as long as we make it to next week and we're doing a show next week, which is the plan, it'll be on Tuesday.
Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific.
Going back to Tuesday.
Right. Going back to Tuesday.
Same time.
So, same bat channel. Right. We've moved from 6 p.m. Mountain to 5 p.m.
Oh, you don't confuse everybody.
Well, the reason being is because you and I are on the same time now.
Okay.
Because we don't change our clocks. So when you said Juniper Sling, I was thinking Hendrix Gin and Penhaligon's must use the same advertising agency. Weird UK themes. Well, as Dave knows, I have an issue with Penhaligon's right now, but because a lot of the good sense, because I read somewhere that they were S-canning Juniper Sling, but Dave showed that it was still available. But they used to, Penhaligon's used to have a wonderful set of shaving, they had shave soaps, they had shave aftershaves, aftershave balms, and they've just gone completely just fragrance. And, I guess that's okay. But for two, that if you like gin and you like the gin and tonic thing, definitely Captain's Choice North and Noble Otter Jack are just fantastic. So, that's awesome. What I would do. So, well, that was fun, Dave. Right. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. I appreciate that. Again, guys, we're always looking for content material. So please email us, and Dave will throw that across the bottom of the screen here in just a second. Because 9 times out of 10, we we kind of make it up as we go. So please let us know if there's a subject. Oh no, you shouldn't have said that, PB. Florist London has all 3 powders back. Oh man, that's not good. But in a way, it is good. Anyways, so thank you for joining us. I hope you guys learned a little bit about gin. I know I did, and I know not to get any grape flavored gin ever. So anyhow, say goodnight, Dave.
Night, Dave.
All right, we'll see you guys all on, don't forget, Tuesday of next week. Have a good night, everybody.